Well, hey there, it's John here back at the Hands-On Discovery Center with another activity that you guys can try right at home. Because winter has finally arrived, we're going to make some kind of seasonal decorations using science today. We're going to be growing crystals to make beautiful decorations that you can sparkle and shimmer around your household. Again, using household ingredients. Starting with salt. We're going to be growing salt crystals on a cardboard tree, kind of a cardboard pine tree, just to kind of decorate it, give it some shine. And we're going to make a crystal solution using salt, water, ammonia, which is used as a household chemical, and something called liquid bluing. This one you might not have at home. That's totally fine. You can actually get some just at the grocery store. It's usually in the laundry detergent aisle. So to a container, we're going to add equal parts salt, water, and ammonia. So using probably the same spoon, and here I have a tablespoon measuring cup. We're going to do 2 tablespoons, or 1 part salt. There's 1. And 2 equal parts, or 2 tablespoons, of dihydrogen monoxide, my favorite chemical, water. In this goes 1, bloop, 2, and it works best if this is warm water, because the warmer the water, the easier it is to dissolve those salt crystals, and it'll actually be able to hold a lot more salt, make even better crystals. And ammonia. This one, again, you'll want to grab probably an adult helper, because this is stinky, and you don't want it like splashing all over the table. 2 tablespoons, equal parts of ammonia. 1, 2, and then for our bluing, again, ask your adult assistant to help, because this dye, this blue liquid dye, is very, very strong. And if you get it on your hands, you're going to look like a Smurf for the rest of the day. This we only need 1 tablespoon, or half a part of the liquid dye. In that goes, and give it a nice little stir. Between all of these chemicals here, we're getting a nice greenish color, but I want my pine tree to have really, really green, sparkly crystals on it. So I'm going to actually grab some food coloring and add a few drops right here to our crystal solution. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And you don't have to use green. You could make any color tree that you want. Change this up and make this activity your own. And perfect. Now we're going to set this aside as we make the tree structure that our crystals are going to grow on. And for this, you're going to need a sheet of cardboard, but not like the corrugated ones with like the wigglies in the middle. You're going to want to grab a sheet of flat cardboard, which if you happen to have an old notebook, the back of it is perfect for that. Or since it's almost New Year's, a lot of people have new calendars laying around. Yeah. There's always a piece of cardboard stock in here that will also work perfectly, and usually we just recycle this. But for this project, it works great. We're going to take a marker or a pencil and just quickly trace out the shape of our tree. Let's
see a pine tree, so we'll have the top here and a couple branches going off, and it's important that you have a nice wide base, because this is going to support the structure as the crystals are growing. There we go, and try to make it symmetrical on the other side. Perfect.
Just like that. Lovely. Oh, can you see? Can you see? Oh, it's beautiful. Now you're going to cut this out, not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times. You can cut all the way around it and then use that as a stencil to cut out another shape and cut it out again. But that's going to take too long. Didn't want to bore you guys, so I went ahead and cut out 3 pine tree shapes. Now for 2 of them, we're actually going to cut a small slice or a small little notch in the bottom, about halfway up the length. In the third, you're going to cut that notch from the top, and that's going to help us piece these together like a 3-dimensional puzzle. So for this one, we have the notch at the top. For these 2, I'm going to cut the notch from the bottom up to about the middle. And I can actually double these up and just do it 2 in 1. Perfect, about halfway up, just like that. Looks like he has little legs to walk around. Now for these 2 that you cut from the bottom up, we're going to give them just a little crease in the middle to fold them at about a 90-degree angle, or at a right angle. There's 1 and 2. This will allow us to slide the notches together onto our first piece, which has the notch on the top. Take this and just slide them together like so. Perfect. And then fit the third one in over here. And we have a nice 3-dimensional pine tree. Look at that. It has so many little branches here. Now, we are almost ready to start growing our crystals. Let's get our crystal solution out of the way. And one last trick to make really, really bright, sparkly, shiny, colorful crystals is to take that same food coloring that you used before and just add a couple drops at the very tips of each of your pine tree branches. It'll take a couple seconds for this to kind of soak into our pine tree, but have patience. Go ahead and add that to every single one of our branches here. Set this in a dish so it'll be nice and contained. We don't want all of this food coloring chemicals to go all over the kitchen table. And just pour your crystal solution right inside. Ta-da! Now you'll want to place this in a safe spot, somewhere away from like grizzly bears and earthquakes. Set it somewhere safe where it won't be disturbed overnight. You will notice, after even just a couple minutes, this crystal solution will start getting drawn up into our pine tree through a process called capillary action. The water is actually going to defy gravity and get pulled upward into our tree. It's the same reason why like ginormous trees are able to suck up water from their roots and get that water all the way to the topmost branches. But as that water reaches your the edges or the tips of your branches, that water is going to start evaporating out of solution, leaving behind the crystals, like the salt that we added. And in the bluing, there's even more crystal forming base. That will actually start growing bigger and bigger and bigger crystals until your whole tree is sparkling like new snow has just fallen on it. What does that look like? Drum roll, please. Through the magic of television, I have actually, ta-da, made one last night and brought it here to show off because it looks so cool. As you can see, the crystal solution has drawn all the way up, and the little drops of green food coloring have turned the crystals greenish and sometimes blue, sometimes yellow where the dye has separated. But you can take this demonstration and make it a science experiment by changing up the variables. Would this work with sugar crystals as well? Try it out. Would it work with different types of trees? Could you make a palm tree or a giant oak tree? Try this out at home, guys, and be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like this video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new video upload, and check below where there might be some more information on how you guys at home can help us keep the science alive. But right now, I think I am going to go make another crystal tree. Bye, guys!